Good evening again, folks. Now in a different part of the hotel in Salawa, and on a roll as far as videos are concerned. Had some ideas, so I wanted to get them down while I thought of them, otherwise they'll go outside of my head and I will forget about them and I won't do them. So the next tip, or the next piece of advice I wanted to put up for everyone's consideration is different ways of earning income in this modern world. Traditionally, as we know, our employment has been regulated by the contract of employment, a system which has served us reasonably well for a whole bunch of years, decades, maybe even centuries. But the predominance of the contract of employment is changing, and we're moving towards different methods of earning our living. One of them that I wanted to particularly talk about, or two I should say that I want to particularly talk about, are the so-called gig economy and what's described in some circles as forced entrepreneurship. Well, let's look at the gig economy first. It's been espoused by great companies such as Uber, said Michael sarcastically, that you can be paid per job. Hey, you've always been able to be paid per job. But in a number of countries in the world, including my home country, Australia, there are certain minimum standards which are set out in labour law regarding independent contractors, and indeed in certain countries in the world, independent contractors are, after a period of time, deemed to be employees. It seems to me that the gig economy as advocated by Uber is nothing more or less than a race to the bottom. But it's there and you have to consider it, and you have to do what you can to find work within it, because we all have to put food on the table, folks. And I have worked within the gig economy myself. I have an account on Upwork, and I from time to time get work, particularly writing work, via that account. So it's okay, but you've got to put it in the right context. The other thing I wanted to talk about is what's described in some circles as forced entrepreneurship. Let's have a look at what's happening these days. What have you got? You've got the era of corporate consolidation, you've got technological change, you've got the leftovers from the 2008 Great Recession, all putting pressure on the jobs market. Marry that together with discrimination against certain workers on the grounds of age, amongst other things, and you have to find ways and means of earning a living yourself, including even if you didn't necessarily want to, was to start up your own business. So, speaking from my own experience on that, I find running my own business to be good, in fact very good. From certain clients, not current clients, but certainly from certain clients I've dealt with, the issue of getting money and getting paid, well, that's sometimes a painful experience, but there are ways around that as well, such as invoice factoring services. But what you have to do is you have to hang in there and you have to be persistent. If you are going through, if you're in a company which is going through a restructuring or an acquisition, and you're looking to move on, do not just merely confine yourself to the contract of employment and getting another job. Broaden your horizons. You must broaden your horizons, as I said, and you need to look at all options. The way I tend to look at it, or I like to look at it, is you have an income target. And whether you get your income target by one source, 3, 4 or 10 sources is immaterial. As long as you meet your income target, you're able to put food on the table and provide for yourself and or your family, as the case may be. So as far as the labour market is concerned, broaden your horizons, consider all options, and just be careful in the race to the bottom. Thank you.